Welcome to Loup TV. I'm your host, Gene Munster, joined today by Matt Joyce, and I'm thrilled to announce that Matt's going to be joining us with Tesla-related segments. And we thought it would be important to bring an expert. Matt is a independent Tesla analyst. I've been following his work for the past 3 years, and he has been spot on and really obsesses about details with this company. And so thought it'd be fun to bring us together, and we're going to talk about some of the big takeaways from the earnings yesterday. I'll jump right in here, Matt, in terms of first the guidance. How likely is it they hit their guidance? Elon suggested 181,000 for the December quarter. That implies an acceleration from 43% delivery growth in June to 62% in December. So my question is, how likely is it, percentage likelihood, that they hit that 181,000 number, which gets them to the magical 500,000 number? Incredible that that's even on the table.
Yeah, especially with the whole COVID pandemic. So I'm going to put this at pretty close to 50-50. It's going to be extremely close. In the shareholder letter, Tesla said we have the capacity installed to produce and deliver 500,000 vehicles this year. But they did say with that language that it would become more difficult, although it still remains their goal. A few things are critical and whether they can hit that: increases in Model Y production, increase in China Gigafactory production, as well as when you're ramping vehicles that fast, can you expand your logistics while keeping it efficient and kind of get those deliveries in right under the wire before the new year hits.
So it's going to be close. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm going to take the
Mm-hmm.
over on that. I'm going to say that there's a 1/3 chance that they hit that 181. I don't think it really
Yeah.
matters at the end of the day. As long as they can
And
hit in the zip code, I think it's going to be viewed as a win.
yeah, and another key comment from Elon was at Battery Day, where he said in 2020 they would have between 30 and 40% growth. So if you take that 35% midpoint, that puts them at 496,000 vehicles delivered in 2020. So he's kind of telegraphing that maybe they might come up a little bit short, in my opinion.
Got it.
But then the Model S, they've cut prices aggressively there to under 70,000. So thinking maybe that's how they can push them over the edge. Aggressive pricing on the Model S, get an extra 4,000 units, and they're there.
Funny, I even forgot that they even had the Model S. We're going to shift to these next topics are topics that I think get a little bit less attention, but I think are representative of areas that Tesla's getting into that other automotive simply is not. The first is insurance. I'm going to read a quote from the earnings call here from Elon is regarding insurance. He says, so insurance could very well be, I don't know, 30-40% of the value of the car business, frankly. I tried to put that through my translator, my Elon translator. It came up with null void. Curious, when you heard that insurance comment, what does it mean? What is he talking about?
Man, I don't know if he means insurance on owned vehicles or maybe in the future if he's projecting kind of this robo-taxi Tesla network situation where a lot of the cars will be leased and you'll have monthly FSD subscription in order to kind of optimize your fleet and all that. But
Yeah, the
high
value
profit
of the
more,
car business, like we
yeah,
don't know if he's talking about revenue there
maybe
or what.
higher profit margins, you get that cash float. But really importantly for Tesla insurance, I think, is that long-term kind of Tesla network robo-taxi aspect where no traditional insurance company is going to be covering robo-taxis out of the gate. So they have to go with themselves, just like with a lot of things where they see something vision-wise in the future. No one is stepping up to the plate, especially with like battery production. They needed to scale big time, so they need to do all this stuff in-house. So the same thing with insurance. They're kind of laying the foundation, the groundwork for the Tesla network, in my opinion, and it's a really important piece.
Great example of them kind of doing everything from, I guess, eventually mining all the way through insurance. And next topic is FSD. And love to hear what the recent updates are. There's been some things floated out recently on the software release schedule. That's my first question, then a follow-up question. Bring everybody up to speed on what recently happened.
Yeah, so the night before earnings, Tesla dropped the kind of early beta tester software download to that really small group. And I've seen some Twitter videos
So this is like a
leaking.
small group is like 25 people, 50.
I have no idea, but I know that they're rolling it out slowly and it will be extra cautious initially
How do you
because
get on
Elon.
that group? Like, who gets that? Is it like a lottery or?
Oh man. Well, if you bought your car and FSD early, you were supposed to get early access, but beta is even smaller than that. I know
Okay.
I talked to Elon's right hand man, Omid, and was trying to get in on it, but that didn't pan out, unfortunately. But yeah, FSD, the software price is raising from $8,000 to $10,000 on Monday. I think it's because so many people are excited by these FSD City Streets beta videos that they're seeing from Tesla owners who are publishing these clips online, getting people super excited. And I know you and I enjoyed that Autonomy Day full self-driving demo, so we are already familiar with what those people are experiencing right now. And I also got a little shot of a little glance
So
at
let
the
me, well,
actual
one more on
Tesla.
this, Matt.
Yeah.
Is this like full FSD? Like you can fall asleep at the front of the wheel? Is that actually what's becoming available right now?
No, this is City Streets. So this is the last item that they need to complete in order to recognize all the deferred full self-driving software revenue for the
Gotcha. So
company.
is city streets, can I take a nap when I'm in city streets or is this, would it be considered level 4 or level 3, level 2?
You always need to be attentive. So Elon said that it has a chance to bring you from point A to point B without any intervention whatsoever, but you need to be alert. So this would probably be in the
Yeah,
level
I guess
three
for
threshold.
a different Loop TV episode is like it feels like either you're alert or you're not alert to like
Yeah.
different topic. But needless to say, is that there. My view here is a great example of the price raise on the software side of how Tesla can start to inch towards more tech-like margins. Last question, last topic is on storage. So storage is 7% of Tesla's revenue. It grew at 44% in the December quarter. That's up from 1% growth in the June quarter. Now, keep in mind, June quarter was impacted pretty heavily by the pandemic. But that growth rates are impressive for storage. Elon's talked about this business being the same size as their car business. Again, 7% today, a long way to get there. It's hard to get the math to get there because for storage to catch up to auto, which is growing at 35%, it's got to grow consistently at like 90% for years. What do you make of storage? Should investors care? Is this a big deal?
Yes, energy storage growing big time. Energy for Tesla, they published 579 million in Q3. That's a 40% beat versus the FactSet consensus in the quarter. Something interesting to note is they definitely are prioritizing volume over profitability and gross margin. In the quarter, it was 3.6% gross margin versus 9.7
So basically selling them for what they're
consensus.
making them.
Roughly, yeah. So they're definitely going for volume, but I would definitely encourage you to plant a flag in the energy business on your CNBC appearances, etc., in your Loop Ventures notes. It There's so much opportunity to replace fossil fuels, not only in auto but also energy storage, and that's why this story is in like the second inning and can become one of the biggest companies in the world because they are probably going to own auto, energy, and ride sharing, which all three markets are going to be huge.
It's hard really to wrap your head around it. I think at some level, the number of opportunities that the company is involved with were the ones we're talking about here today. Others, HVAC was talked about on the call. There's also, they didn't really go there on the call, but they could eventually get into logistics around trucking. There's just a lot of different things they can go. There's so many things that I think in some level deteriorates from some of their credibility, unfortunately. But that view that this can be a much bigger company because of these levers makes a ton of sense. It was great enumerating. It's fun to think about where we're going to go. We're going to leave it there for now. On behalf of Matt Joyce, Gene Munster, and Loop TV, bye for now.